you ever just been playing a song and then you come across a chord that looks like this? Or maybe a chord that looks like this? Well, what do you do at this moment? I did that a long time ago, and I figured out, finally, and I'm going to teach you in this video what you should do when you see a chord like this. So these chords are called slash chords. The reason they're called slash chords is because there's a slash. The easiest one is C/E. So first I'm going to explain what they are. The first chord is the chord. So the chord C is very simple, it's just a C. But what's the E? Does that mean I should play C or E? Or does that mean I should play a variation with them together? Or what am I supposed to do? And originally I thought you were just supposed to play C or E. But then I learned that the first one is the chord, and then the second one is the bass note. So if there's a bass playing, then you don't need to worry about this at all. Usually you don't have to worry about it anyways. You could just do the first chord. Since there aren't a lot of basses in church, usually, and the bass really isn't a super important instrument for church, then there's almost never going to be a bass playing with us. Now, if there's not a bass playing with us, there's two things we could do. A, ignore the second thing. This is what I did for a long time. Just ignore the second note. It's very easy. Or B, we could play the second note as the bass note. For C is the easiest one. For C/E is the easiest one because that's a C over E, which means you're playing a C, and then the top chord is an E. C is very simple. You just play like this. C/E, you add in the bass note, which is an E. The top string is already an E, so you just play all the strings. Usually this sounds wrong to do because it's not a C/E, but if there's a C/E, then you do C and the E. Just open up the top string. It's very simple. Now for D, a lot of them are D. You have D/F, okay? So on the piano, E and then F. It's the very next one. So one fret up. What you do is you use your thumb, okay? Use your thumb to cover this one and then mute this one. And this will be a D/F. I'm doing a D, and then there's the bass note, F. Now D/F sharp is more popular, and that's just one fret higher. So you bring your thumb around to the second fret. So this is a D, and then I'm doing the F sharp. Again, I'm muting this string. You don't really have to all the time, but sometimes it's the best to mute this string. And then there's a D/G, which means you just come up one more fret. It's like a D, and then there's the G as the bass note. The D/A is very simple. Just instead of playing only the 4 bottom strings when you play a D, play all 5 bottom strings, because this is an A. Usually this is wrong, but if it's D/A, then you do that. And it's pretty simple. And there are plenty of chords like that. Some of them are more complicated. For example, F/C would be like, so this is an F. You'd have to bring in your 4th finger and move your 3rd finger up one string and then put your 4th finger where your 3rd finger just was. And then you play all these. This is an F/C, so you have the C. And it's a little bit more complicated, so I don't usually do it. I usually just play the F. And you don't have to do it. If you see a slash chord, just play the beginning chord if you don't know what it is. If you do know what it is, it'll sound a little bit better if you can do the other one as well. This is my introduction to slash chords. I hope you continue to learn guitar, and you'll see me in the next video.